Here's the legendary cheesesteak from Angelo's, 9th Street, South Philly, the Italian market section. Probably the best cheesesteak in Philly. Nothing like it in Philly. Thank you.
Look at that.
Seeded Italian roll,
Delicious.
freshly baked, right out of the oven. Can't beat it.
No sogginess here.
That's Philly for you, y'all. That's Philly. You hear that crunch, people? Crispy on the outside, soft on the inside.
Worth the wait.
Worth the wait, peoples. Okay?
Take a bite.
This is how we doing it here at Rico Souls. Hear that, peoples? The bread is light, airy, crispy on the outside, soft on the inside. Sorry, Angelos, I don't have to come back to you now.
Nope.
Let's look at all that meat. Meat falling out of everywhere. Out the front, out the back.
Hear that crunch.
All right, for starters, we're gonna put 250 grams into this glass. We need 250 grams. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put the milk in the microwave for about 50 to 55 seconds. And we're going to try to get this to a temperature of about between 105 and 110 degrees. Okay, we're going to add 6 grams of dry yeast. And I'm going to use 8 grams of this Diastatic malt powder. And as you can see, our temperature is right where it needs to be, 110 degrees. We're going to add the yeast, the 6 grams of yeast, to our milk. We're going to need 8 grams of the Diastatic malt powder. There's our 8 grams of Diastatic malt powder. I'm just going to put this all together. We're just going to mix this in. And we're doing this to make sure that our yeast is working. So before we waste any flour or anything like that, we're just going to make sure that our yeast is working. So if our yeast is working, it should start to bubble in the next 5 to 10 minutes or so. And that way we know that our yeast is still alive. Okay, as you can see, our little concoction here is starting to bubble. And so that lets us know that our yeast is still alive. So in just a few minutes we'll be mixing this little concoction here in with our flour. We're going to need 8 grams of salt. And we're using sea salt. We're going to need 8 grams of it. This here is your 8 grams of salt. We're going to need 20 grams of olive oil. This here is 20 grams of olive oil. We're also going to need 10 grams of honey, but we're going to put 12 grams in because a lot of times the honey will stick to this little container here. So we're going to put 12 grams of honey in. 13. We needed 10, we have 13. And some of that will stick inside this little container here, so we'll probably end up getting about 11 grams of honey. Using this brand of honey, got it from Sam's at a good price. Going to zero the scale out here. We're going to need 400 grams of bread flour. We need 400 grams. I usually like to go over this a little bit by about 3 grams. Here's our 400 grams of bread flour. All right, here's our 400 grams of bread flour. We're going to take this over to our mixer and we're going to incorporate this into it along with our oil and honey. I'm going to add the salt to our flour here. Just going to incorporate the salt. Now we're going to take this over to our mixer and get this started. Okay, so we're now going to add our yeast concoction here. We're going to add it to the flour. We're going to mix this on a medium speed, low to medium speed. Okay, we're going to add some of our oil. Add this in nice and slowly. Now we're going to add our honey. Okay, our dough is done, and so we're going to move to the next step. All right, our dough is finished in the mixer. We've already sanitized the table. We're just going to throw a little dusting of flour down. All right, we're just going to shape this. We're just going to shape it like this. Going to close it up. So what we're going to do is we're going to sit this in the bowl like such, and we're going to let that proof for 1 hour. I'm going to use the old shower cap, and we're going to let that proof for 1 hour. After 1 hour, we'll come back. We'll divide them into 4 parts, and then we'll start forming our rolls. All right, here's our dough. Be about ready to come out. Just punching it down. Alright, there's our dough. Alright, and we're going to divide this up into 4 parts. We're looking for somewhere in the neighborhood of anywhere between 170 and 175 grams. Somewhere in that neighborhood. So we're going to divide this into 4 parts. Let's just do this right now. Again, we're trying to get them in the same ballpark, somewhere in the neighborhood of 170 to 175 grams. $72, $73, $73. This is 174. And this is 173. So we all have them in the neighborhood of where we want them. Our next step is we're going to roll these out. We're going to flatten them and we're going to roll them up. All right. So let's get that started. Let's get the rolling pin. Get the rolling pin and let's start rolling these babies out. We're going to try to get them as flat as we can. Try to get all the air out of them. That's important. Getting the air out. Very, very important. I'm going to get all the air out of these. When we roll them up, there's no air pockets. That looks like it's pretty good. Now we're just going to roll it. I'm going to try to roll this really tight. When we roll it, we're going to actually pull back a little bit. Roll it, pull back. Roll it, pull back, because we want it as tight as it can be. Roll it, pull back. Every time we roll, we're going to pull it back because we want this to be as tight as possible. See how we're pulling back? We're going this way. We're rolling it, and then we're going this way. We're pulling it back. Just trying to make it as tight as possible. And we want these to be about 10 inches long when it's all said and done. There we go. What we're going to do is we're going to pinch it. We're going to pinch it so that it becomes one, so it's not any creases there. And then we're just going to roll it up. We're going to try to roll it up about 10 inches long. I have a ruler here, so it's almost there. Yep, that's 10 inches long. What we're going to do is just going to tuck those ends in a little bit. So that's one. And we're going to work on our next one. We're going to try to get all the air out. Alright, we're going to start to roll this up. Remember, we're going to roll and then we're going to pull it back that way. Now we're just going to pinch it. Now we're just going to roll it out. Yep, that's 10 inches. Next one. longer than 10. You don't want it that long. So we're gonna try to restructure this and make it a little shorter. That's perfect. All right, here's our last one. This will be our last one here. All right, we're gonna roll using the same technique. Roll and pull back. Just rolling and we're pulling back. We're gonna roll it and then we're gonna pull it back. We're pulling it back right now. Now we're just gonna fix these creases here. We're gonna pinch them together. Roll out just a little bit more. That's about right. Just going to add a little bit more cornmeal. All right. Here's our rolls. Now we're just going to get a razor and we're going to score them. Okay. Here's my bread razor. The razor that I use for my bread. What I'm going to do is just going to cut these slightly on a 45-degree angle. Like such. Okay, here's our rolls. Now we're going to cover them and we're going to let them proof for 1 hour. We're going to cover them with some saran wrap and we're going to let them proof for another hour. All right, we're going to let these proof for 1 hour. Okay, they're going to proof for 1 hour. Okay, now we're going to extract some egg whites out of this egg, and we'll just throw away the yolk. We're just looking for the egg whites, that's it. Here's our egg white that we're going to brush our rolls with. We're just going to add a teaspoon of water to it. Then we'll just mix it in. Now we're just going to brush our rolls. We're going to put them in the oven 2 at a time. Usually I would put them in 4 at a time, but I'm doing a little experiment today. So we're just going to brush these rolls We're just going to brush our rolls with the egg wash. All right, looks like we're done brushing our rolls. And now we're going to add our sesames to the rolls. I'm going to have to turn this sideways because I really need to get an angle on this, on getting the rolls, the sesames to stick to the rolls here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but just trying my best so that you can see what's going on here. Trying to add some sesame seeds to the side of the roll. It's never an easy place to place the sesames at. We're just trying to get them to stick a little bit. Alright, that roll looks like it's pretty well spoken for. And now we're going to work on this one. And I'm just going to turn it back in the direction that I had it. And we'll just do the top first and then we'll work on the sides. Alright, we're going to try to get the sides again. I'm gonna try to get this side here. Looks kind of bare. Alright, still have some sesame seeds left. And here are our rolls.
Our oven is set to 450.
That's what these rolls are going to go in on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these rolls on my pizza still. And I'm just going to lay them on there. All right. So we're going to put them in like that, and then I'm going to cover them like that for the first 9 minutes. Okay? I'm going to put them in the oven on my pizza still. I have a pizza still that I have in my oven right now, and it's already warmed up. It's ready for these rolls to go on. And I'm going to put this on top like that for 9 minutes. Okay? I'm gonna put this over top of the rolls for the first 9 minutes. And then I'll uncover it. I'll turn the rolls 180 degrees and I'll let them cook uncovered for the remaining 7 to 8 minutes. All right, I'm gonna crack these ice cubes and I'm gonna put them in the pot that I just showed you guys. And that's going to create some steam, and then I'll put the rolls in the oven. 9 minutes, covered, turn them 180 degrees, and then I'll leave them uncovered for the next 7 to 9 minutes. All right, in the oven the rolls are gone. This is what our rolls look like after 9 minutes. We're going to turn them and close the oven. All right. Here's our rolls. All All right, here's our rolls, and I must say they look absolutely marvelous, man. They look, boy, impressive. Very, very impressive, I must say. All right, so we're gonna let these cool, and we're gonna start working on the other rolls. Here's another batch of rolls here. And we're just gonna pull all the saran wrap off. We're basically going to do the same thing. We're just going to brush them with the egg wash. We're going to brush them with the egg wash, and then we're going to add our sesame seeds. I got the results that I wanted on that first batch of rolls. I was just experimenting with something, but I got what I wanted in the first try. Rolls have beautiful color tone, nice brown color, like you see at Angelo's over there in Philadelphia. Best sub rolls in the world, in my opinion. I'm trying to duplicate that. I don't think I'm that far off, believe it or not. You would only know if you tasted them. I've tasted them already, and I've tasted Angelo's. I'm pretty impressed with my rolls. So impressed that I don't think I really have to go back to Angelo's to get that taste that I'm looking for. But no disrespect to Angelo's, I will bring people who haven't experienced it. I will take them to Angelo's for sure. Because everybody needs to experience that marvelous place at least once. At least once. All right. So now we're going to add our sesame seeds. Just like you seen before, I'm going to put my hand here on the side, and as they fall down, we'll try to get them to stick. All right, I think we did good there. As you can see, they look pretty good. We'll turn it around, and we'll do the other sides. All right, you guys. How do you think that looks? Let me know in the comments. Now what we're going to do, we're going to put it back on my pizza still. And we're going to cover these. Yeah, we're going to cover them like such. And then after 9 minutes, we'll turn them around and spin them around 180 degrees, and we'll let them cook for another 7 to 8 minutes. First, we got to get some ice cubes again. And these ice cubes will go back into that little pot that I had to create steam. Into the oven we go. our rolls. There we are. Okay. How do the rolls look?
Worth the wait.
Worth the wait, peoples, okay? As you see, just like Angelo's, they got a nice little crisp to the bottom there. Here's the legendary cheesesteak from Angelo's. 9th Street, South Philly, the Italian market section. Probably the best cheesesteak in Philly. Nothing like it in Philly. Thank you.
Look at it.
Seeded Italian roll,
Delicious.
freshly baked, right out of the oven. Can't beat it.
No sogginess here.
That's Philly for you, y'all. That's Philly. That's what we love. That's what gives it the crunch. Some people say it's burned. You gotta taste it. You gotta taste it. It has a nice crunchiness to the outside. It's a crunchiness to the outside shell. Underneath is pretty crunchy, but inside it is so soft. So there's our rolls. Let me know what you think about them. They look delightful. They look absolutely amazing. They look absolutely amazing, these rolls. So we'll be making some sandwiches with these, some cheesesteaks with these. We'll be making some Italian hoagies. I'm going to replicate the Italian special from Dolce and Clemente, and we'll also make some cheesesteaks with these rolls. Alrighty? So there's our rolls. Let me know what you think. Bon appetit, peoples. Bon appetit. Here we are, Rico Soul Italian Eats, and look what we have here. We have our Angelo'S Pizzeria of Philadelphia sub rolls. Just a thing of beauty. A copycat version from home. Rico Soul Italian Eats, Angelo style hoagie rolls, sub rolls, hero rolls, whatever you want to call them. If you're from New York, if you're from Philly, if you're from South Jersey, there they are, folks. There they are. Bon appetit, peoples. Bon appetit. Oh boy. You hear that crunch, people? Crispy on the outside, soft on the inside.
Worth the wait.
Worth the wait, peoples, okay?
Take a bite.
This is how we doing it here at Rico Souls. Hear that, peoples? The bread is light, airy, crispy on the outside, soft on the inside. Sorry, Angelos, I don't have to come back to you now.
Nope.
Let's look at all that meat. Meat falling out of everywhere. Out the front, out the back.